Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, as usual, we'll take few minutes to clarify ourselves, how this practice can help for us to develop our awareness, and at the same time, why practicing meditation is necessary, especially like this time period. So, when it comes to our human life, it's mostly depend on reactions. If you look very carefully yourselves, that whatever the actions you make, bodily action, verbal action, mental actions, all three kind of actions, whatever the action you make, it's a mostly reaction. You react for something. Knowingly or unknowingly, you react for something. And when you have that reactions, it brings the result, and that result itself never going to stop you. You are bound to react again for that result. And at the same time, we think, so whatever happens, for our perception, we have to react. But if you look very carefully, for some result, the best reaction is not to react. Try to understand it carefully and get it. For some result, you should not react with the bodily, verbally, mentally action. Not to react is the best reaction for that result. But we are not capable to understand it. Why? Because whatever comes as perception, there is something created in our mind out of that perception which may not real in the outside. It happened only inside our mind. One reason for that may be that as a perception, whatever we perceive is not complete. We see something half of it, or maybe we see something completely different. As example, there is a far away, there is a star, million that light years away, and that star already died. But still the light capable to come towards us. So we see the light, but the very epicenter of the star already gone. So then what you see, and you recognize it as a star, it's not there. And nowadays, in your head, when I say universe, so what kind of pictures come to you? So that picture you will never find as a reality in the outside world. Because if you look that some documentaries that about the universe, like 10 years back, 20 years back, they didn't have this much colorful screens. And they didn't have the science to mix the colors and bring the exact the whatever they want. But today, through the telescope, whatever that the image they captured, through inside the lab, they add some kind of colors to it. And then after that, what we see as universe is totally different. So then, in day-to-day life, with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, that whatever the information you receive, maybe not exactly the right information. So then just imagine, out of the half of information, if you start to react to something, it's become something else. Another thing is that reaction we base on some kind of mental view. So that mental view mixed with our past experience, or the mental formations, or the emotions, or the desire. So just even imagine you see exactly the right thing from the outside. But inside, when you experience it, if it is mixed with the emotions, and then when your reaction come out, and that also not going to work, because inside you mix something which is not related to that outside experience. Maybe past experience. You mix with that past experience and you get influenced by it. So then out of that whatever the reactions come, it's going to become something else. So just imagine then all the time when it happens, what we can experience day by day. Then life itself become kind of like a mental struggle. That's why it's like a dream. So there are some things that you should not react. You have to develop art to observe. That's it. And without judging, without interfering, Just see it. That seeing itself bringing you some kind of information. Very simple example for practice point of view. It may not going to apply for the vipassana, but just the practice point of view. If you go to a theater to watch a movie or see a drama, and sometimes from the beginning that the way it start and what we think not going to happen in the end. So we have to wait and see till the end to understand. And how about when the movie going on, and if you start to interfere with that, or when the drama happens, if you start to interfere with that, actors or actresses, and how you start to become more emotions. So then it teach you to see something without getting to a final judgment. It's ability. You see it, you observe it, but still you're not into final judgment yourself. You wait. So in day-to-day life, we don't have this ability, especially nowadays. So practice meditation. Little by little, develop this ability in you. When you develop that, it allows you to, in the very first level, to settle down yourself. And when you're able to settle down, you're able to recognize the balance. So when it comes to the balance, the finding mental balance is another way of art. So as example, just imagine you have the brand new version of cell phone. So you take it to some place. So in that place, no signal. So what you can do out of that phone? You can't do anything. So then what you need to do? You have to go a little bit, move around, and you have to change the location. And sometimes when you change the location, you find the signal. So inside your mind, the same. It doesn't matter how your body, how your posture, it is important. But at the same time, sometimes if the frequency not going to equal, if not going to receive tranquility state, that you have to look into yourself, that the location means here your attention. So you have to change your attention. And sometimes we think, oh, I focus to inhalation or exhalation. But if you go a little bit more deeper, you see, you have something else. So then 100% you have to be clarified. Make sure yourself. When the awareness, when the attention comes to inhalation, exhalation, it should be there, not for something else. And again, when you look into that, you can recognize it. And why we can't that find the right location? Why ourselves cannot locate our awareness towards the sensation, even though it's happened in front of our nose. Why sometimes we cannot catch it? Because we're living in a dream. Our mind always in a dream. We all the same. But that is why we need the wake up. So when you are in a dream, how about suddenly when you wake up, how comfortable you feel, how relaxed you feel. So same thing that deeper in us, when we get out of this dream, that you find that comfort, security, peace. But the thing is, when we hold it to the dream, when we are in the dream, you're not going to experience it. So even you are in a dream, and in that dream somebody say to you, hey, you are in a dream. Still you're not going to understand it, because that person also part of the dream. So it's like that sometimes. Whatever we hear, whatever we learn, know that all our day-to-day activities, the all other communication with others, the connections, and all the relationships that we build up with others, when the both in a dream and no one going to recognize it. But it certainly can happen. So how this dream, this is like this. The very beautiful thing is, while you are in a dream, if you wake up, that is where you recognize that you wake up. So sometimes you had the dream, and after a few days, you start to remember, oh, few days ago I had the dream. Because in that dream, you into the sleeping mode, and then you fall into sleep, and you wake up, and you didn't see the dream. So when you are in the dream, when you wake up, you know it is a dream. So like that, this practice allows you to recognize deeper inside you that what happens is a dream, and that inside recognition itself will bring the awakened state. So that's why from the outside, the people can't interfere with it. So for that, the very basic, the very first thing, this whole teaching, this all the practice based on ethics. So that is where you should start in day-to-day life before you sit for meditation. So when it comes to fundamental human ethics, so very first thing that you have to understand, through the culture, traditions, believing systems, already we have certain things that people follow as right and wrong. Even though it's not the real ethics, you can't go against it in the beginning. So as example, for the doctors, their ethics sometimes different. For a businessman, their ethics different. Military person, their ethics different. But still, you have to accept it, and you can't disturb it. You can't criticize it. So that is the beginning of the path. So wherever you go, whatever you experience in the outside world, you should not challenge any kind of ethics. You have to accept it. And when you're able to accept it and appreciate it and respect for that, you become more humble person, and it allows you to slowly get out of the egocentric mind. That is the thing. That is the benefit that you gain. So wherever you go, if you become more humble to follow their ethics, remember, you're not going to become a fool. You become more humble person, and at the same time, your egocentric mind become more weaker. That is a very good benefit. But when we go outside sometimes, that's a mistake we do. We say, oh, I don't want to follow that. Why? Because I am this. So I hold it to my identity. So that your identity itself is the dream. So that's why one time there was a Brahman asked from Buddha, who are you? Are you a man or woman? Are you a human? Are you a deva? Are you a Brahma, ghost, demon? So like that, ask many questions. Buddha said, no. So then who are you? I am awakened. So what is the awakening? That the awake from the dream. So if somebody asks from you, who are you? You tell your name. So who gave you the name? You have no idea who gave you a name. Maybe later some very few people select themselves a name and they change their birth certificate. But most of people, somebody gave a name, we don't know. But still, oh, I am this. And then, and whatever I used to do and I hold as me, and all the relatives around me with the surname, and we hold it to that. But end of the day, if you look very carefully, that's anything is not you. See, that very simple truth is still we can't get. And even whatever the work we do, and it become our identity, and then we hold it to that our identity. So then, once we hold it to that identity, what happens? Our egocentric mind become more stronger. So then remember, in this wisdom path, the most important thing, wherever you go, don't violate any kind of rules or regulations. And always yourself start to appreciate it, respect that. When you become like that way, what will happen? You're not going to bound to that, but deeply your mind become more humble, and at the same time your awareness become more sharp and clear. See that you gain the clarity rather than the darkness. And then other thing is, out of that clarity, the second is non-violence. Not to do any harm to anything, not to disturb to anything. Appreciate and respect for all living beings and all the material things. So if you're able to come to that, then your mind start to tune to, your behavior start to tune to certain kind of vibration, frequency. You're mentally, you are more humble, and physically you become more flexible. This humbleness and flexibility bring the ability of balance. So that will help you to have the tranquility state when you sit for meditation. And when you come to the primary mental object, that whatever you focus, your mind going to be there with it. Why? Because you already developed the mind to be more relaxed, calm, humble, and no egocentric energy boiling inside you. So once you have this tranquility state, and it will calm down your mind and develop the undisturbed mind. So then out of that, the perception become more clear. And then the boiling mind is not there anymore. And then your awareness exactly going to be with the perception. So in that way, whatever that the outside as information you receive, you get it exactly as it is. And at the same time, your mental formations not going to violate that information. Why? Because you have the awareness, you not depend on the past or the future. So in the present moment, so that develop the clarity. So that the tranquility state used to be before the Buddha. And even when the Prince Siddhartha was that time, 2,600 years ago, people used to have the samadhi was a kind of like a very, it's kind of like a simple word. It's not a very important special word because a lot of people used to practice. When people say samadhi, it's kind of like a here in hamburger or pizza. Everybody knows that. And high mental powers, everybody knew that. It's like a burrito, everybody knows that, what it is here. And not only that, the past memory and seeing that the previous lives, it was a very, very simple thing for some people. During that kind of background, the Buddha started to practice meditation and then went to the tranquility state. And then understood that still that deeper, with the tranquility state, what you experience also depend on some kind of thoughts. That's what the Buddha found out. And then deeply, now develop the introspection and observe deeper inner experience rather than depending on the outside perception. Now completely observe this and vigorously with the analytical mind, deeper went to the bottom of the thought and cut it. And that is the vipassana. Not hold it to thoughts or the tranquility state, but use that tranquility state to go into the bottom of the thought. It's like a deep divers go with the rope. You know, sometimes deep divers go deeper with the help of the rope. So the rope is kind of like a samadhi, tranquility state, balanced mind, undisturbed mind. So with that, but still you recognize how the thoughts happen and you go deeper, and there you uproot that all the mental formations. And once it happened that way, anymore, in the deeper inside you, no any kind of second part of thoughts, no any kind of hidden desires, and you just tune to the present moment of experience. And you, whatever you experience, it's going to become memory. You're not going to lose the memory. You memorize, but at the same time, you able to see very clearly your own mind and all the thoughts. And in that level, that whatever the actions happen, it always going to become not like unknown reactions. It always conscious. It based with the conscious decision. So once you each and every action based with the conscious decisions according to necessary cause and conditions in that environment, knowingly how things come to be as they are, you become very clear with your own life. That crystal clear mental ability take you out of all the fear, all the doubt, all the unsatisfaction, and all the anxiety, depression. So this kind of everything. But still, remember, you have to start with the very basic, this principle life, that the conventional life, what we have. So then, first thing, don't go against any, whatever right or wrong, just try to first accept it and appreciate it. Don't disturb it, don't violate it. And the second one, non-violence. Develop it and allow each and everyone to experience their own life. And the third one, through the physical mental balance, develop the tranquility state with the mental clarity. And after that, what you experience in your mind, go deeper and recognize and take out all the mental desires that whatever happened in you. So when you see how the thoughts happen, the seeing itself is the ability to take things out. So then always you yourself, you become very conscious and you take a conscious decision. And once you tune to that level, your mind always with the light, it's not going to experience any darkness. So it is possible. As human beings, you are capable to do that. So only thing is, at least we have to understand, even though we are in a dream we hear that we are in a dream. Only the human being have ability to wake up out of it. How you can wake up? Just seeing your own life, not seen by others. So meditation is the method. You settle down yourself to start to observe your own inhalation, exhalation, rather than go with any other thoughts. So when the inhalation, exhalations happen, recognize its nature. And if it is long, recognize it is long. If it is short, recognize it is short. If it is warmer, recognize it's warm. It is cold, recognize it as a cold. And sometimes a strong inhalation, sometimes very mellow, soft inhalation, exhalation. And by the time your entire body start to inhale, exhale, and then at the same time, observe the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. When you observe this way, you will see the observer, the recognizer, and the inhalation, exhalation, they both always change. The recognition happens out of change. When the day you find that is the day you gain your liberation. That is the day you get out of your dream. So let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes 3 times yourself and say so patveva, oh, may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So bring your attention to in front of your nose and upper lip area. Deeply and gently, breathe out 3 times, please. And find the sensation. So allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. Through the sensation, recognize it. Do nothing extra. If your mind go here and there, bring it back again and again. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy. Without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. Also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chamihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribunjissami Idamme punyakammang asavakkaya vahan hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu Bliss.